Hello. Today we will be studying together Dao De Jing chapter 15. I'll read chapter 15 first, and then, like always, we'll go through sentence by sentence. Hello, Heather. How are you? Good to see you. Chapter 15. 古之善为道者，微妙玄通，深不可视。嗨，周医生你好。夫为不可视，故强谓之容。予兮若东涉川，忧兮若畏四邻。偃兮其若客，涣兮若冰之将逝。敦兮其若朴，旷兮其若谷。浑兮其若浊。孰能浊以静之徐清？孰能安以久动之徐生？保此道者，不欲盈。夫为不盈，故能避而不成。This is one of the longer chapters in Dao De Jing. What you can see as we go through this chapter, Lao Tzu used several parallel structures. It's very beautiful. Just to read it as a poem, structure-wise. First sentence, or even the first part of the first sentence. 古之善为道者. Dao, we know, is the Dao, the way. 古之 means in old times. 善 is who are good at. Here, Lao Tzu is telling us, in the old times, those people who are good at Wei Dao, do the Dao, who are good at knowing the Dao, behaving according to Dao. So this chapter telling us what in old times people who know the Dao, what they are like. Imagine everybody, me and everyone who's watching this, we're watching it because we wanted to understand the Tao. We want to understand how life, how the world, how the universe behave. So imagine that you'll be able to meet someone or hear somebody describe somebody who knows the Tao. So I remember when I read this part, in Chinese there's word saying 心向往之. It's like your heart goes towards it. It's like, oh, what it be like? You're very curious. You really wanted to know, to see a person so if they know the Tao, what are they like? So maybe then we can learn from them, and then we can know the Tao better. So let's describe what they're like. 微妙玄通. These are four characters. 微 means something that's very small, or you can say something that's very, very subtle. 妙 can be translated as mysterious. but it's good. It's this mysterious, almost like mysterious way that things works. 玄, even in Dao De Jing chapter 1, Lao Tzu has used the word 玄. Remember Doctrine chapter 1, the last sentence? 玄之又玄, 众妙之门. 玄 is this dark color, black. Here, Lao Tzu using it's what's in black. You can say it's something that's profound, something that's mysterious, something that's very deep. And the last character is 通. 通 means you usually will say a road. 通达 means a road that's clear, that can go, there's no blockage, that it can go to all the different places. It connects with all the different parts. It's not limited. Think about these 4 characters that Lao Tzu used to describe the people who behave according to Tao. So it's actually, even those 4 characters, there are a lot of information in this Wei Miao Xuan Tong. So that's something that's very subtle, very delicate, and mysterious, also profound, also that's something that connects. It's not limited. So none of these descriptions are something that you can feel like either you can clearly, it's easy, simple to describe. So Lao Tzu said, 身不可视. It means people who knows the Tao are, 身 means deep, are so deep. 不可视 means we can't understand, we can't fully grasp, we can't, it cannot be comprehended. In some translation, people use the word unfathomable. So here, also, we're so excited. We want to know what's like people who know the Tao. And here Lao Tzu says, they are so subtle, they're mysterious, profound, and then just open, so open. It's so deep that we cannot fully understand. We're like, oh, it makes sense. But then how do we, but still we want to be able to learn from them. Let's say Lao Tzu continued to say, Lao Tzu wouldn't leave us hanging like this saying, forget it, no way. So not possible. Okay, Lao Tzu continued to say, 夫为不可视，故强谓之容. Lao Tzu said, because it's something that's unfathomable, it's hard to explain. So here, I'll do my best. It's not exactly to 100%, but I will do my best to describe their appearance, like how they appear, how they behave. Maybe I will give you showing, okay, they do things like this, and they behave like that. Their attitude is like this. So it's like, okay, I can provide you with this window. Then maybe then you can peek in and then trying to understand what's inside, how people who know the Tao, what they're like. Okay, so the next are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 parallel structures talk about what the people who know the Tao, what they're like. The first one Lao Tzu gave us is 玉溪若东涉川. 玉 in some explanation, some people saying that yu is an ancient animal. And then some people say yu is a old word for the elephant, for a big elephant. 东涉川 means in the winter crossing 川, this big river. 玉溪若东涉川, Laozi here means like an elephant who is crossing an iced over river in the winter. So this is how people who behave according to Tao, what they are like. What is Laozi here trying to say? Let's imagine, like if we are an elephant, we need to cross over a river that looks like it's all iced over, look the same. However, you don't know which part of the ice is thick enough to hold the elephant's weight, and which part of the ice is thin. And if you're an elephant, you step on it, it might crack. And if you step more, and you might fall into the ice water. So what would we do? Imagine you walking on an iced over lake or river. So every step you step down, you are very, very careful. You're very, very aware of your action. You're not just that, you're aware of how the ice is responding to your weight. You're not going, we talk about big elephant stomp, stomp, stomp. Well, we're not going ready, stomp, stomp, stomp. Instead, we go, you're testing it. You're like, okay, you slowly put your weight down, you feel the reaction of the ice under your feet, and then you know whether that's something you can fully put your weight down, or if you hear a crack, maybe you're like, oh, let's try find another spot. So imagine that, what you're doing, imagine your state. You're very, very aware of every moment. And then you're not, once you step up on step, you're ready for the next step. You're not thinking about, 2 steps ago what happened. And you're very, very focused on the moment. You're you're facing the mystery that every new moment is giving you with your full awareness. So you're fully mindful of your action. Imagine that each moment, the depths of your awareness. Imagine how much deeper that would be than if you're just walking on the ground and then stump, 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 that's it. I remember reading somewhere, I forgot, someone was saying, what's important? We all want to have a long life. Why? Because we wanted to be able to have, if you think life as volume, you have length times width times depth. So we know that those 3 factors, you time them together, that's the volume. So certainly one way to increase the volume of your life is to make the length longer. If we live longer, so we experience more in the life, we feel like we have a full life. However, another way is if you have a long life, but every moment you're just very shallow, you just experience a little bit what's happening, and most part you probably just wasn't even aware. So then that's not the best way to increase the volume of a life. So you have the lens. If you can increase the depth, so each moment you can be fully aware, you can have you can aware of a lot more than than the shallow kind, then overall, that's another way to increase the volume of life. And how to do that? How to increase the depth of our life of every moment? If we overly focus on our head and the thoughts, not just that we're not even focusing on every moment. Do you realize when that happens, it seems like time from, like, you just skip through some time when you are in your thoughts. You are not aware of what's happening. Not only shallow, it's probably like not even happening. So to have a depth, the more you can aware of, there are a lot more happening in every moment than we usually realize. So think about it. What are the good ways we can increase our depth of every moment? So the next sentence Lao Tzu gave us, we'll see, okay, so what's the Tao, people who know the Tao are like? 忧兮若畏似邻. Yu is a kind of a monkey. This monkey, what they're like is they're very timid. What they do is they'll hide in the tree, and then they will make sure that there are no other creatures around before they feel safe, before they'll come down. So, 忧兮若畏似邻 means people who know the Tao behave like this monkey. It's as if the monkey is afraid of 四邻, the neighbors on outside. So picture that if you're one of these monkeys and then you want to make sure that only when it's totally safe you'll go down, what would you do? Right? You're very aware. Every moment you're very aware of what's around you. So to do that, to be very aware of surrounding, you also have to be very present. Next sentence. 偃兮其若客. 偃兮 means be respectful. 其若客 as a guest. How do we be respectful as a guest? We all probably have experience of being a guest at someone's house. Think about what's like. When you're a guest at somebody's house, we're not fully relaxed as in our own house. However, because we're a guest, we're not like since we're guests, we're invited by the host. So we're not like unwelcoming. So you're in the stage that you are, how do I say it? So you are in this kind of a middle stage. So you're not as totally relaxed, but you're not totally anxious. So you're aware to be a respectful guest. You're trying to pay attention to your host's response or their action, and trying to be mindful of, so you can know what's the best way to behave. Because you're not in your own house, you're trying to see, okay, I understand what the host is doing, and see, okay, they like it this way, they like it that way, so you can respond. Next sentence, Lao Tzu said, 涣兮若冰之将逝. 涣 means something scattered, spread out. What's like spread it out? like being ice. 之将是 means like a block of ice that's about to melt. This is very interesting here. Laozi used this sentence. Laozi is now saying it's not scattered like the ice that's already melted, all water. It's not like in this liquid water stage. However, it's not stay as this whole block of ice, the solid stage. It's in this stage that ice is about to melt. It's like we're ready. Ice is ready for some change, ready for action. 敦兮其若朴. Dun means honest and sincere. It's a dun. People in old times, this is a word 敦厚, 敦朴, a word that used to describe a 君子, means someone with high moral standard, who has good behavior. It means it's just this kind of honest and sincere. What's like as a block of a crude wood. It means it's without any, like a crude wood. It was before you put on, without any fancy carvings or any fancy decorations. It's simple, it's honest, it's sincere. However, it also has a lot of potential. Once you carve something into a cup or a pen, it seems like it's pretty, but then it is what it is. It's this crude wood that it stays this crude stage. However, it can be made into many things. It has a lot of potential. 旷兮其若谷. 旷 means empty, means wide, like extensive, this big, the wide, empty feeling. 其若谷, it's like a valley, big valley. So it's open, it's empty, and it's also something that has a lot of potential. If a cup is full, then you cannot feel anything into it. However, if empty, you can feel milk, you can feel tea, coffee, water. So it's people who know the Tao keep themselves simple and sincere like crude wood, and empty like valley. Last of the parallel structure. 浑兮其若浊. Hun is in this kind of a mixed, it's not very well separated, this stage. 其若浊, it's like muddy water. Here, talk about people who know the Tao, who can tolerate the muddy things, be like the muddy water. I mean, tolerate is not the best word here, but I couldn't come up with a better word. Tolerate has a meaning like I'm putting up with this thing. Here, it just means that it's inclusive. It doesn't have the feeling like I am trying to put up, and this is a negative thing. It's just people who know the Tao are not insisting on everything has to be clear. However, it's inclusive. It could hold space for, you can have all the things in it. It holds the space. because it knows it has ways to clean it, and all the muddiness, it knows it's not going to affect it. And we won't have time today to finish chapter 15, but next week we'll continue, and Lao Tzu telling us why, and what the people who knows Tao, what they can do to clean the muddiness. Thank you everyone for joining me. I appreciate it. I'll see you next week. Have a great week. Take care.